Here I wanted to show you a variation on my migratory pallet that I built. I'm not going to do a full-on assembly video on this, just a point of interest. Some of my hives that I run, nukes specifically, are 6-frame nukes, and I can run those in the summer and they can winter on 6 frames in a single deep 6-frame box. So these pallets are actually made to accommodate those 6-frame boxes. It's basically the same construction as the 2-ways with 3s instead of 2. So the exact dimensions and whatnot, I don't think I need to go into right here. I put my drain holes in the middle because I leave an entrance front and back. Why, you may ask? Well, if I were to want to use this for mating a queen, if I want to put a queen cell in here and have it emerge and then she can mate, then what I would like to do is I would like to run one entrance here and one entrance here and one entrance here. Mating queens returning to the hive need that little extra special attention to make sure they get back to the correct hive. So what I do is I'll block the other entrance. When I'm just running these as regular nukes, I'll block the entrances on one side, just so all my entrances are on one side. I have a nifty little thing that I do. I have can use scrap 2x4s for this. This actually has some glue on it from a previous project. I'll put this in my table saw and I'll cut this in a wedge. All of these entrances are again the same width. They're 7 7/8 wide. So all of my entrance blocks can be 7 7/8, slightly smaller, so I can get them in there, maybe a 1/16 smaller. But what I'll do is I'll cut that 2x4 in a wedge. I'll cut it in a wedge similar to this kind of. I'm exaggerating to show you, because what I do is, because these are 3/4 inch high, I'll set my table saw. I'll run this through my table saw this way against the fence here. I'll set the blade so that the bottom is 5/8 of an inch wide. I'll set the top, angle the blade, set the top so it's 7/8 of an inch wide. So that makes a perfect little wedge. 5/8 is an eighth less than 3/4, so that'll slide in under the box here. You can, the box sits like this, so you can slide that wedge in here. 5/8 will go in under a 3/4 inch high space, but then when it gets to 7/8, it'll wedge itself in there, sticks really nice and tight, and you have no problems. And they're super easy to make. I'll cut them in 8-foot lengths, and then I just zip them up on my miter saw as I need them to different widths. I'll have a width for my full-size hives. I'll have a width for this one. I'll have a short one for my little 5-frame nukes, and those little 5-frame nuke ones I'll use in the entrance for this, for a reducer. I'll just put one on one side, one on the other. Gives me a nice little, so that'll be, those are 3 inches wide, so it gives me 6, and that gives me a 3-inch entrance here. So anyway, that's just some trivia. And again, I put my drain holes in the center because I don't know which is going to be the front and which is going to be the back. On these hives, they're built ambidextrous that way, and so I just thought I'd show you that the way I build those. So there you go.